References are a great tool for Excel power users. In this lesson, I'll show you the 3 types of references in Excel, allowing you to quickly and easily manage information for making calculations, performing analysis, and creating summaries in your spreadsheet. Anytime you're using Excel, you're using references. A reference is when a cell gets information from another cell or cells. It can be as simple as copying the other cell, as in equals A2. Or it can be adding up multiple cells, as in equals sum A2 to A6. It can include entire rows and columns, as in average A to A or min 6 to 6. Or a 2-dimensional array. There are 3 types of references: relative, absolute, and mixed. So far, I've shown you examples of relative references. Relative references don't point to specific cells. They point a certain distance away from where the formula is. This distinction is important because if you copy-paste or fill the formula to another cell, the formula in your new cell will point to different data and return different results. If you enter the relative reference equals A2 in cell B2, it's copying the cell to the left of where the formula is. So if you copy the formula to cell B6, it now says equals A6. By contrast, an absolute reference will continue to point to the same cell even when you copy or fill it somewhere else. To make a formula absolute, add $signs before both the letter and number. For example, equals $A, $2. You can also change a relative reference to an absolute reference by hitting the F4 button or Command T if you're using a Mac. Finally, there are mixed references. A mixed reference is where the row is absolute and the column is relative, or vice versa. A mixed reference where the row is absolute looks like equals A, $2. You can make a reference mixed with an absolute row by hitting F4 or Command T twice. A mixed reference where the column is absolute looks like equals $A2. You can do this by hitting F4 or Command T 3 times. As you'll notice, the position of the $sign matches either the absolute row or absolute column. If you hit F4 or Command T a 4th time, it will change back to a relative reference. To help wrap your head around how relative references work, try this example, which you can find in the exercise file. In cell B2, type equals A2, then hit F4 3 times to make the column absolute and row relative. It should say equals $A2. Continue your formula with an ampersand, then quote space of space quote ampersand, then click on cell B1 and hit F4 twice to make the row absolute and column relative. Then hit enter. Cell B2 should now say Jack of clubs. You can fill the formula by selecting the area you want to fill and hitting Ctrl-D to fill down and Ctrl-R to fill right, or Command-D and Command-R on a Mac. And just like that, you have a list of 16 different cards, even though you only had to type the formula once. I encourage you to take a minute to scroll through the different formulas to see how they changed. Now that you understand references in Excel, you're on your way to power user status.